Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Dark Rooms podcast. I'm Psychic here with Inky, Ozone, and underscore. And guess
Nice.
what? As requested, Inky gets to do the intro today. He requested it. He has said he had a funny quip or something. So go ahead, Inky.
What? Yes, yes, funny. Funny Five Freddy Night theory, and none of it's real now. And Elizabeth Afton is the top of the food chain, the apex predator, the great white shark. I don't know where I'm going with this. Why did you put me on the spot like this, Psychic?
Because I thought it'd be funny. All right, yes, we're talking about game theory today. Everyone's favorite FNaF theorist.
Mention them in a video and you get 52,000 views.
That isn't necessarily why we're doing an episode on him. We have been like kind of reviewing his like theories for the past year maybe.
Yeah.
Well, this has been
It's good to talk about him.
the second time we've done it. To be fair.
Second, I'm sure it's
Actually?
like the third.
Nope.
I
It's
Bro,
the
I
second.
thought we'd done this more.
Nope.
Maybe it's like
Heck?
maybe the second time we've done like a video entirely, an episode like dedicated to it. Like,
Yeah.
we've talked about his theories before.
Yeah, we've talked about it, but like the only time we did it was I think it was episode 14.
It was the puppet.
Yep, that was it.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that was a long time ago.
It
yeah,
was. It
episode 14.
doesn't feel like a year ago. It feels so much
And
longer.
since then, we've had a Coils the Clown artwork that looks nothing like the puppet.
Yeah.
Anyways,
or entered for that.
yeah, we're here to discuss the two theories, and yeah, so wow.
Pat himself thinks these are controversial, and that's like a sign.
Let's remind ourselves, for anyone who doesn't know, what was the first one about?
It was about
It was about Help Wanted.
Steve Snodgrass.
Mr. Snodgrass
The
himself.
story.
Everything.
Yeah.
Was it the indie games one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is.
We've got
gonna
a
be
lot to cover.
We've got
Not
a
even,
lot
like-
to cover.
Second one I can understand, but this one's gonna be rough.
So
Yeah.
let's, as an overview, like, what do you guys think Help Wanted is actually about?
We should probably summarize what the video said.
Story or game?
Oh,
The story.
The
Okay.
story. Okay.
Like, what was it trying to tell us? Do you think?
Who wants to go first?
Well,
I will start. I think it's I think it's pretty clear that it's about the maker of the the indie games mentioned Help Wanted, and specifically I think it's a reference to I'm sorry, I got something in my throat. I think it's a reference to the first 4 sections of Help Wanted, the video game, where it's FNaF 1, 2, 3, and Night Terrors. Because he didn't finish the 4th game, and I think, like I think it's like the in-world version of those games, maybe. Because he didn't finish the 4th game, and Night Terrors isn't FNaF 4.
Right. Let's see.
I just thought about something with Night Marion. Sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, Night Marion's gonna be like Ozone's new mascot.
Well, yeah. Honestly, it might be. It might be my new.
Make
profile
that
picture.
happen.
No, I was just thinking, because if Night Marion represents death, like I said in my video, then maybe that can be connected with Steve Snodgrass, who died making the 4th game, and that's why Night Marion is in the 4th indie game. Anyway,
Except, sure, yeah, sure.
Ozone.
I agree with you,
About
Psychic.
your death video, one thing I know you said, like, oh, Fredbear's or Nightmare is like the symbolism of Beevy's death. Would Night Marion be the symbol of Charlie's death? Because it's the puppet.
well, I think it's more prevalent
I think so.
in like William's Purgatory,
Oh, okay.
but I don't know what that means, because that could mean that like Charlie is the one you should not have killed, which I don't know if
Which
I
is,
like.
no, that's not.
Anyways, I'm sorry for getting us off the topic. Snodgrass.
So I think we should. Yeah, that's a good like summary of like the content of Help Wanted that is used for theorizing. What MatPat did with it is interesting, to say the least, because basically the whole thing of his theory was that because there are the indie games of the first 4 games within the universe of FNaF, that technically we can't be sure that any of those events happened because of an unreliable narrator, and that it's kind of almost not canon and that we can't use stuff from it, which was a very controversial take. And he even said he didn't like it. But he seems to he's been given off that vibe where it's like in recent theories it's like, yeah, I don't like it, but the story's so crazy that this is just probably how it is.
Honestly,
Which I don't think I quite agree with, because it sort of has that like this is the answer vibe to it. Even if he says he doesn't quite believe it or like it. But, you know, that's how it's kind of always been with his theories, which like isn't too much of a bad thing, and they're, you know, usually decent.
Yeah.
I think
And it would be very cool to
honestly,
talk to him on
I
an
think-
interview of someday, so I don't want to say anything bad.
honestly, the kind of vibe that I get is that honestly, I think the reason like everyone, can we all agree like the old theories were like so good?
So good.
Yeah.
So good. Nostalgic even.
Yeah, I think one issue is that it could just be like oversaturation of theories.
Definitely.
Like there's so
I
many
agree.
that it's like they don't
Absolutely.
feel they don't
Yeah,
feel
there's, like-
special anymore.
I actually have a counter argument to that.
Okay, actually
Oh.
let's hear it.
It's not oversaturation. It is getting out of touch. He's a big channel. There's 3 of them now, and he can't spend every waking moment paying
Right,
attention to every single detail
He
of
has a
FNaF.
team.
Right.
See, I agree. It's some of both. I think.
I also
like,
think people.
I think.
I also think he's like overthinking a lot.
It might be
So,
digging too
one
deep
thing I
into
will
the
say-
wrong details.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know where I heard this, but I think MatPat makes theories that he thinks are interesting rather than theories he thinks are correct, and
Yes,
that
okay.
I
creates
think
good
so.
content.
And I
That's-
agree.
That's the,
Like,
reason,
that would
that's the
make
reason
sense.
he takes ideas and makes them like bigger than they're actually supposed to be. You know.
right.
Okay,
I
I,
think
can
that's-
understand that.
Yeah, I think that's a good approach because he makes
Gets
so
people talking.
it gets people
Somewhat.
talking and makes people. You know, the fact that he makes so many of them, if they're just sort of like interesting and not trying to solve everything every time, then it's
Yeah.
sort of like, yes, this is an interesting new idea. Let's see how it fits in. If it doesn't, we move
Yeah.
on. Which I think is a good,
And-
I guess, workflow for the theory community.
And his
Yeah.
catchphrase is just a theory. A game
Right, but
theory.
like that
Like,
that has been overdone so many times it barely means anything anymore.
that's the
Right.
thing. Like that's the thing. Like a lot of people don't have a meaning to that anymore. It's just his catchphrase.
Yeah.
They also just usually don't stay till the end because he puts an ad at the end.
True.
Let's see.
Oh no! How will I know if it's a theory or not?
Exactly. What
It's
was I
just
gonna-
a theory. And
was I
did
gonna
you know
say?
about my winter?
I think he's.
What-
I think another thing is like, I think we talked about it. But like he's smart, but it's not just him writing the theories. Like he has a team. Like when he
A
did, like,
writing
the,
team.
like the theory live stream discussion. One of like the members of the team was there, and like I think he has like a. I wasn't sure.
He's got his own little group of researchers.
Yeah, he got. I was like, does he have like a whole dedicated
Little
FNaF?
British boy.
Yeah, he is British.
He's great. I want to talk to him and be like, "Hey, I'm British too." Anyway,
Hey, I'm British too.
Ah, yes, the common grounds.
What a conversation starter.
British FNaF.
hey,
British FNaF.
me and him are the only British FNaF people. Prove me wrong.
I'm sure you will be proven wrong very quickly on that. But anyways,
Oh, wait,
back to Matt Pat's like first theory of the ones we're talking about. What do we think about it? Because he, you know, obviously he wouldn't have made the video if there wasn't at least some basis, you know?
So while I understand his approach, I don't think it's realistic.
So I think at first, before I watched it, I was very much against it. I thought he had completely missed the point about everything. And I still mostly think that, but I'm worried because he did make one really good point that I can't quite easily refute.
What would that be?
So to preface what that is, I think he missed the point of the inclusion of the indie games in the canon, because if you think about why Scott did it, he wanted to make wanted an in-universe game. So it wouldn't make sense in the canon if like they somehow knew about all these events and made a video game out of them. So he made that whole plot line where like Fazbear Entertainment commissioned the guy to create like a cover-up. So the fact that those exist, that they're probably similar but not exactly like the ones we actually have. And the reason for that is because it's like, yeah, it's a cover-up. It wouldn't make sense for them to not be real if Fazbear Entertainment... Like, how can you cover up something without knowing the actual details?
Right.
So I think the games still portray the actual details, but the fact that they were made into games is the cover-up.
Something that he also got a bit... Did he acknowledge that FNaF 4 was never finished as an indie game?
I don't think he did.
Because he did say the Crying Child doesn't exist, and it's like, except FNaF 4 still exists, so it's a little off.
And then the big thing, so that's my sort of like counterpoint thesis, is that he missed the point of the indie games because the indie games are supposed to have the real events so they can cover them up. That's like my thesis for that. The only thing, and I think I have a terrible sinking feeling that he knew that because he did seem to address it in a way that I can't quite refute.
Right.
In passing mention, he said that like Steve Snodgrass, if he was like forced into this against his will, essentially, and manipulated into doing this, and that some things are inspired from his like experiences in the house, then where does Fazbear Entertainment, like, we never see them like giving
the info.
Instructions, giving him the info. Yeah.
I have an idea. I'll get to that later.
I also have an idea, but it's like it's one that's like, you know, it's not solid, which I'm worried about.
Yeah, it's just a theory right now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else want to take a crack at that?
It's concerning.
I think you go ahead, underscore.
You want me to go ahead? Okay. So I was talking to someone about this the other day. They were like, so what can we trust and what can we not? And I think I've got a good formula for thinking about that. It's look at FNAF VR. You got FNAF 1, 2, and 3, right? And then you got Night Terrors, which isn't called FNAF 4 because evidently FNAF 4 never finished.
Right.
If you want to know what went into the indie games, look at what's in Help Wanted. Like, FNAF 1, it's almost exactly a mirror of what happened in FNAF 1, but there's no, like, Golden Freddy. So maybe the actual indie game didn't have Golden Freddy. Look at FNAF 2. There's no Shadow Bonnie, there's no Shadow Freddy, there's no Endo. Maybe those were in the actual FNAF 2. Okay, I'm not so sure about did they add the Wizards retroactively?
They did, I think.
That was more like a model issue thing.
It was in the update. Like, it was an update.
But otherwise, like Shadow Freddy, Shadow Bonnie, a lot of these like random Easter eggs are not present in Help Wanted. You can assume maybe those weren't in the indie games, even if they were in the actual location when it happened.
That makes actually.
How did they update the game? Steve is dead.
That works, right?
I actually really think that works. That's great. I think
that's fine.
that is a great way to measure like what is actually in those games.
But that means you can still trust what happened in FNAF 1 and 2. That's the real stuff.
Right.
That's the real event.
FNAF, what differences does FNAF 3 have across that?
Aside from the Phantoms being weird models because they didn't have the Wizards ready yet, well, doesn't have the minigames. Keep in mind, FNAF 1, 2, and 3 don't have the dream sequences, don't have the minigames, don't have that extra lore going on. That was personal to Mike.
You're right.
That's actually like... Yeah, that's a really good take. That makes me feel a lot better.
That's
and I think people...
great take, actually, because they are personal to Mike. Sorry for cutting you off.
Like some of the minigames and dreams seem very directed at Mike in what he was doing at that time. Shadow Freddy, Shadow Bonnie, Golden Freddy, all that.
It is stuff that not even
in the video game.
Right. It's not. It's stuff that not even Fazbear Entertainment would know to give to Steve.
Yeah.
So they were able to capture the gameplay loop, but not the interpersonal whatever was going on.
And the interpersonal, like, important stuff is the lore.
Yeah.
So we can still trust the lore. In universe, how that ends up playing out, I'm not quite sure because again, Steve is isolated in this house. I don't know. It's theories. not a ton of grounds for them, I think. I think so they were subliminally influencing him. They were manipulating him using illusion discs.
His night terrors, like, I don't remember what dream it was. Let's say a giant something like jumping out of the wall at him, okay?
Mhm.
That's a trapdoor. There's a thing that jumped out of the wall at him, actually, even though he saw it very differently than it was. But they intentionally were scaring him.
Right. So I think depending on how they orchestrated that with the illusion discs and maybe with DJ Dan the Music Man, I don't know. I feel like even if we don't see Fazbear Entertainment directly giving him info as part of the cover-up, I feel like they had a way to get what they wanted out of that using just environmental influence.
I can let you in on a little info that I can't, obviously can't fact check at the moment, but I think is pretty true that might, don't know exactly how it would work, but might eventually go to explain how he got all that info.
Give you 2 years?
Well, I mean, what I heard... Hey, that kind of paid off with this second game theory, but look... Look.
Underscore, by the time things pay off, we forgot that you told us to wait 2 years. That's the problem.
Listen. Okay, what do we have to think about? I think this is true. There might have been some sort of weird black gooey substance, on the walls.
Yes.
Yes, that's it. And that... I mean...
That's the influence.
That's the influence. It's not the jump scares, it's the agony.
You know what? I totally agree.
That's awesome.
That makes a lot of sense.
We just don't know how that works yet. Where's the agony from? What memories does it contain?
Well, I'd imagine...
Wait.
I'm
sorry. I don't want to... We didn't talk about... I forgot to talk about this during the Haps episode, and I don't want to forget it again. A question about the beginning of the story. He says... when talking to the guy, he's like, hey... I remember the rumors, but there were also things about paranormal events. Is that referencing Fazbear Frights?
Yeah, they were already.
It could
potentially, but
we don't know.
No,
I think it could also just be referencing,
If you ignore Fazbear Frights, it can still count towards the game's normal.
I know. I just remember thinking that and then never bringing it up because I forgot about it.
Yeah, it can, but we don't know.
That's a good point to bring up.
Anyways,
it's important.
Right.
So you were wondering where they would get that agony, that information in goop form, I guess?
I have an idea, but we still can't prove it yet because we don't have that story yet.
I'm thinking we're on the same page with that, which would be the pizza place, right?
Well, think about the fact that some higher-ups are getting some creative storytelling from some interesting AI.
Yeah, that and...
If they need the story for their 3 indie games, where do you think they're going to get it but whatever this AI is?
That's a good point as well.
Right.
Regardless of what sources they have and how many of them, what matters is, they are putting that in there for Steve.
Yeah.
So I think it being a cover-up is the point of it being there, and means that we can trust the games that we have, and especially underscore your amazing counterpoint of just we kind of see what is in the games.
Yeah, just a general gloss over.
On the topic of upcoming stories, I will say underscore you're probably with me on this, but in Somnophobia there is 100% a counterpoint to MatPat's entire theory that just blows it all out the water. You know what I'm talking about, underscore?
I cannot recall much of Somnophobia off the top of my head. You're gonna have to say it, but I'll probably agree.
Or just DM him. We're so close. We are.
Oh, that's spoilers. That's why.
No, I'm not saying it.
Oh, let me check this out. Actually,
we are days away.
I can tell you right now that MatPat's theory 100% is incorrect.
You know what? You said that, and you're right. That is true.
Yeah.
I'm excited and intrigued.
I totally forgot.
So the more concerning...
Probably going up next week, by the way. Just saying.
Will it?
Maybe. Or the week after, but it will be soon.
Yeah, we're going to get to it.
If you want another, because there's a lot of stuff you can use to discredit this, unfortunately.
What do you mean? Unfortunately, I'm happy.
Well, okay, never mind. I don't know. I don't want to diss on old Matt Pat
Unfortunately
here.
for
but-
yeah, no, neither do I. But like,
Um,
he even said he didn't like this theory. I'm sure he'd be glad to know that it's completely shot out of the water.
Literally everything in FNAF 6, especially Henry's ending, where we see the FNAF 1 location, the FNAF 2 location,
Yeah.
in that cutscene.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus whatever's going on with the logbook.
You know, maybe, guys, hear me out. I don't know. Maybe I just live in the past, can't ever move on. If we all left a comment, theoretically,
Inky, you have a good reputation with that.
You've
I
been
do,
there,
but
done that.
I did try. I think I did try it 2 more times when he had some hotter
Yeah, I
takes
know.
and theories, and it never blew up again. But like,
I will
that's to be
copy his thumbnail style till he notices me.
expected. Good point. That's a good tactic. Catch his attention by making
We just
him
shared
think
this on
there's a
the
video
Game
that's
Theory
like,
Reddit. If you're here from the Game Theory Reddit, like, comment, subscribe.
Imagine Matt Pat's like scrolling through YouTube, and he just sees like a thumbnail that looks like his, and he goes, "Wait a minute, I don't remember making
We
that
made
one."
this?
Hey, every theorist out
It
there
just
copies.
gaslights him into thinking something else.
Every theory out there copies the green text. What I did, copied everything
blue.
but the green text.
Exactly. That's like such a good differentiator while making
Yeah.
like having the
I'll
same
underscore-
style.
I saw that thumbnail and I was like, "Curse you!" underscore.
What do you mean by that?
He's at it again.
No,
I don't
it's
know about
so
again.
good. It's so great.
It's
really
so good.
is.
I'm not good with thumbnails. I gotta take deepest for that. It's so good.
All right,
Anyway.
so his
Back on
first
topic.
theory, I think, which was the scarier one, the most concerning of the two.
The first one. Second one was more reasonable.
Right. So I'm glad we have kind of addressed that and kind of, put it to rest, laid it in the dirt,
Yeah.
6 feet under.
So he was wrong, but we kind of know what we can trust. But yeah, but we still got to figure out how he got influenced. That's the general sum
That's
up,
the
right?
only thing, yeah. That's the only slight thing. Like we can theorize about that. Everything else we know for like essentially a fact.
Right.
Yeah.
So now we move on to the more recent theory, which I've heard a lot of people talk about
boy.
as like, again,
Way more interesting.
Matt Pat prefaced with, "You aren't gonna like this." That's like,
Yeah,
This
the
one
title's
is,
like,
this
"You're
one is
gonna hate
better
me for
than
this."
the first one, though. Like,
I agree.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was gonna say like he called it. You're not gonna like this, but this is one of the like best theories that he's made recently. I would say.
yeah.
The thing is, though, like, it seems like every time he posts a FNAF theory, it's like trending on Twitter. Like, I can't blame him for just being like, "Hey, listen, you guys are gonna hate me for this, but."
I
If we
think
can-
it might be. I think it's part of the brand now. I think it's part of the bit with FNAF videos.
Stoke responses, basically. If we can quantify what happened with these two, first one had potential and flopped. Second one had potential and actually kind of is like delivering on that.
Somewhat, yeah. I mean, it's very. It's a lot to take in. So to summarize, where would we summarize? I guess the thesis is that Elizabeth Afton has Charlie bots essentially, and that Vanessa is one, Vanny is one, and the CEO of Fazbear.
That's
Is
the
it-
funny part. That's the funny part of this
okay,
one.
is it entertainment, enterprises, or both?
Just call it Faz Ent. It really didn't change much.
Right, but I think that's
Yeah,
going to be
so-
important
okay,
because he did
I
use.
can't
He did
the
use.
epilogue.
He said incorporated and LLC, really big differentiations.
What did he say
So
the new one
I
was?
think the new one is LLC.
Okay,
which,
listen.
which means it's
Yeah,
like a board of directors
I
instead
got a
of
comment on that.
investors.
What was it? FNAF 6 is Inc. FNAF
Yes.
Security Breach on the arcade machine is LLC. And in the epilogues, it's called Fazbear Enterprises.
Okay, now
That's-
let me
That
tell you.
inconsistency is bothering me.
Well, he's kind of wrong. It's like all of them at the same time in the way that there's other branding pieces in the Pizzaplex
Yeah.
that disproved what he said.
Interesting.
Correct.
There are more that. Did he say that there's like no shareholders or something, or it's all
Yes,
shareholders?
I think so.
Well, that is
Yeah.
wrong because there are other things in the Pizzaplex that kind
Absolutely.
of disprove that. I can't pull them up, and I can't think of them.
It isn't inconsistent. It's just it's a bit weird.
But I
It is
mean,
a bit weird. Do I dare bring up a possibility?
Yes. I don't know what you're saying, but yes. Bring it up.
And of course, I don't want this to be
Phasent
true.
never existed.
I don't want this to be true in the slightest, but if the whole Fazbear Enterprises is coming from Tales from the Pizzaplex, could that be used to say that they're a different timeline?
Well, I don't know about. We're still trying to figure out what is and isn't game timeline in Tales, especially considering Help Wanted almost has to be.
Definitely, but then we get like the arcade game that says Fazbear Entertainment, and in the books it's Fazbear Enterprises. Like, well, that's scary.
Might be interchangeable in some ways. Different divisions doing different things.
Yeah, maybe different divisions. That's because Enterprises seems to be more on like construction and
enterprising.
I mean, maybe you can have Fazbear LLC. They're the ones who make the games, and the other one's the one who does the construction. You know.
Yeah, because like Fazbear Entertainment isn't a building company.
They have a bunch of little companies below. Like Fazbear Entertainment has a bunch of little companies below them, and then those little companies are what do the different things.
Everything covered. I believe they have an oil company as well. They stole from Coil's Oils.
They have. I wish I had the list on me. So many different things. And a shipping company, water company.
That's so strange to me and MatPat apparently, because they do get dissolved at the end of FNaF 6, but they bounce back so fast.
That's the mystery. That's the big mystery here. We don't know who bounced back with them.
And that is like probably the only mystery that I'm actually invested in the franchise right now, because they are definitely building up like what happened to Fazbear Entertainment and who's at the top.
I mean, book 5 we get to
mystery
meet
reveal character.
At book 5,
even the Freddy Files teased who's the CEO.
Right.
Book 5 we get
like it's clearly the thing they're setting up next, which I'm excited for.
What book 5 say?
Book 5, remember we get to meet them.
The board of directors, maybe not the CEO.
No. Well, actually, something is even. I was about to say a spoiler for a book that's not out yet.
I know what you're gonna say.
Can I say that? I really want to.
Is it a spoiler?
I really want to too, but you can't.
I mean, we can. Is it some mechanophobia?
We get kind of close to someone that's high up in the company during a recent story.
Okay.
We meet someone. We do meet someone.
That's fine.
I wouldn't say they're heavily important.
If you don't elaborate, I'm sure that's fine.
But in book 5, we get to meet the board of directors.
We do that, yeah.
In these stories, we're getting teasers for future stories, but we won't know until the future.
Yeah. Bobby Nuts Parts 1 and 2 is going to be real interesting, too.
Alright. So, I guess we take this the direction MatPat did. So, in this theory, he attempts to explain Fazbear Entertainment's bounce back and their goals, the CEO, and the Vanny and Vanessa issue.
Yeah.
I was surprised he didn't go for Patient 46 though.
Yeah,
that sounds like low-hanging fruit for like Elizabeth after coming back. I don't think he did.
He could have maybe implied. Probably in a previous theory saying, hey, maybe in this new one, she's one of these Elizabeth bots, but in the prior one, she's still like Patient 46 and all.
Because he did imply that there are potentially a lot of them.
Patient 46 is the key reason why I think this actually has a lot of potential.
I agree.
That is... I hate to agree. I think it's... I mean, yeah. Honestly, this is another Gregbot situation where it's like, dang, you're probably right. I don't like it, but you're probably right.
I was gonna ask how we feel about Charlie Bot somewhat being in games.
It feels out of nowhere if it is the case.
It's interesting because now let me lay a fact that one of my friends kind of laid for me after I made a YouTube short saying I was interested in the video. William doesn't appear to be able. Like, William is not someone who can make humanoid robots. Let me just get that right out of the way. Henry's the only one who does it. Maybe Michael could do it if you think he's the one who created Gregory. But William has never shown that ability.
That's a good point. Like, the best he's made is... Like, we've seen what he's made. Ballora and Baby. Like, those...
And even then, those are just robots. They're not
Right.
trying to be humanoid.
Well, I would kind of disagree because they do have illusion discs, which make them seem.
Do they
more
though in the games?
You
Because we
can
haven't seen
assume.
them use that in the games, right?
Have you seen Baby's weird like pins?
Yes, I've seen the
Those
pins.
are probably like.
Like an
probably
illusion
tied
field,
into it.
yeah. Like,
Yeah,
but we
but,
never
I
see
mean-
her use them. That's the thing.
unless
is a good
she's unless in the game she's locked in like Circus Baby mode, she is probably built a lot different in the games and less
Right.
advanced. Because keep in mind,
I'm also
Henry-
wait. I'm suddenly also thinking. Yeah, we don't see her use them. We also don't really see Baby much in that game at all.
Henry was the main person who made Baby in the in the fourth closet. William was probably the sole person who made Baby in the game. So a slight
Right.
difference.
Yeah. So we're not sure William Afton could do it.
Yep.
I think. I don't know if that's a strong counterpoint because it's sort of just a we don't know, but it is like. It's there. It's something to consider that we haven't seen him do it before. Huh. Hmm. I don't like how much it explains, honestly.
Yeah, it's
I
so.
feel like
Hmm.
Who do we think we
feel
can rope into this?
Sorry.
What's up? What's up? You first.
we always do this. You go. You go.
No. You first.
Oh,
Guys,
This is
Okay,
gonna lead
I'll go,
into
I'll
stuff.
Go, I'll go. Okay, right. I feel like illusion discs are kind of an overpowered theory, as just like dream theory, kind of.
like the catch-all,
like,
the
Oh,
low-hanging fruit.
this doesn't work. I'll just explain it with illusion discs. When we don't fully know if they are actually in the games or not,
The
I'm pretty sure they
scapegoat.
are, but we
Now-
don't have full confirmation.
Now, I would like to let me make you guys aware of some information that is cool. I don't know how relevant it is, but it is kind of cool. And it might, of course, might spark some discussion. Illusion discs basically artificially do what Remnant does. In the terms of like seeing
That's
things.
Good point.
Like seeing things, experiencing things that aren't there. That's kind of what Agony can do, or Remnant, and illusion discs just do that from a scientific perspective.
I can see
That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So imagine if William is the one who's so good at Remnant and this weird life science. Henry just did it artificially with robotics. That's their two specialties.
Yeah, and I think that
like
sort of
that.
plays into the good guy Henry, bad guy William, because William does it through experimenting on life, whereas Henry is you don't have to hurt anything really.
Evil
Does
scientist
that
versus genius roboticist.
Does that
Even though I hate
somehow-
that,
Does that somewhat tie into Dr. Taggart and Talbot?
perhaps. A little.
They both see. I wouldn't say so. They both seem to be on Remnant.
That's a good point.
I kind of feel like Taggart was more on the robotic kind of agony side.
Oh,
Yeah,
he did
I
try to
agree.
tie it into AI. He was trying to get an AI to do things. So maybe you're right actually. And he's the one who ended up dead.
He built the Stitch Wraith.
No, that
Wait.
yeah.
Except it's the reverse though, because the roboticist ends up being the evil guy, and the Remnant guy ends up being good.
Wait, they're both good.
Well, I mean,
I mean,
I'm trying to define one as bad, aka he got dead, and one as good. and it's the opposite.
even if he
in terms
had good intentions. Anyways.
Evil scientist vibe.
Yeah, so do we want to talk about the Vanny and Vanessa thing and the VR
I was
sisters?
going to bring that up.
VR sisters, I've been waiting for this.
Oh boy.
Also, something that it's makes sense, isn't something super major, but when he said something nobody noticed and he did the friggin' baby pod, I was like,
Yeah.
Yes,
people noticed
yes.
that.
That's my
I
thing.
know a few people who noticed that.
That's my
meant
thing I've
that-
been saying for 2 years.
Yeah.
We did give you 2 years.
Now people know.
Wait, did Furious Rage? No, Furious Rage was 2021.
I also didn't notice the Pod Baby very specifically when Furious Rage came out, but it was still big.
Okay. Yeah. So, how do we feel about the VR sisters explanation?
I'm not satisfied.
Neither am I. I'm still tape girl.
Because
sisters.
Tape Girl
does that
probably
mean-
not.
Does that mean both Vanessa and Vanny played VR? Like,
What did he claim about
how does
Tape
the
Girl?
VR part
That's the
disconnect?
only thing. That's the only thing that's.
What did he claim about Tape Girl?
Nothing. That's the
Nothing.
thing. I think Tape Girl is very overlooked when it comes to the VR Sisters discussion, which is strange because like we know of 2 female characters who played the VR game, and yet
Yeah.
it's like
Did-
no, it's Elizabeth. Like, huh?
Did you guys see John FNaF's videos?
I have not.
I have not.
I'm glad to
Somewhat,
see he's
okay.
gotten like less clickbaity at least.
Yeah,
I've heard
oh,
he's on the
definitely.
rise again.
He's gotten
like
a lot
an
better.
actual
I'm
theorist.
glad about that.
Yeah, I'm
the
happy
videos
to
are
hear.
good. I would highly suggest watching them. He did say basically that Tape Girl is probably one of the VR sisters, and I agree.
Awesome. That
Now-
is also my favorite Tape Girl explanation and
yeah.
like 2 Vanessa situation.
Yeah.
Well, they're the only
Okay.
people who played VR, Vanessa and Tape
Right.
Girl. Well,
So
that are alive.
them being Vanny
Jeremy
and
died.
Vanessa, even if I didn't like it at first because like I still think it's so strange that they built up them being the same person and then like debated us. But
Let me.
yeah,
You finish. Let me establish 2 things real quick about Vanny and Vanessa. Unless you had something more to say.
no, I was kind of trailing off.
Okay, now let's establish something real quick. I forgot the first thing I was going to establish. Are we gonna say that-
Let's establish it real quick. I forgot what I was going to establish.
Tape Girl's probably not a freaking Elizabeth robot, right?
Yes,
Or do you guys think that's in the realm of possibility? I need to hear.
I don't know if
possible.
either. Okay, so I don't know.
Here's the
They're
thing.
not-
here's the
Here's
thing.
what.
They're
here-
not. First, I mean, they're not
Uh,
British, but like, if they weren't raised by Afton, then it wouldn't make sense for them to be, I guess. But
Here's what I think. Honestly, without knowing his whole theory, if I were to guess, I would say Vanessa and Tape Girl are sisters.
Okay.
They both
Yeah,
play the VR
so
game.
something.
Maybe
Yeah.
Vanny is a robot, but maybe Vanessa isn't. I don't know.
It's
Yeah.
It's a great point to bring up because the VR sisters are VR sisters. Obviously.
Yeah.
Well, what we were
does
going
that-
to.
What does that mean? What law?
Are they literal sisters? Did they just play the same game? Because they did both
Could-
play and both get glitch trapped.
I think it
Could
would
sister
be.
symbolically mean that it is the sister?
I don't think so. I think we're looking too deep into it. I don't think sister is metaphorical. I
agree.
think they are literally sisters. And I
okay.
think what Matt Pat tried to say here was that the 2 age versions of Elizabeth essentially like act as like sisters but like they're the same person technically. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you could safely call that VR sisters then.
Right.
But I don't know.
So also let's just say right now, if Vanessa, like the actual Vanessa, fire escape ending. This is the tough one. The fire
Yep.
escape ending.
It is
Always.
absolutely the tough
Here we
one.
go.
If that's actually Vanessa on the roof, and that's actually whoever Vanny was on the ground, that is a robot. It's either that's a ghost
See,
up on the roof, or that's a robot.
I don't think it's a ghost.
I disagree. So, Matt Pat said, like, whoever Vanny is has to have been, like, a friggin' robot to, like, have that fall without looking, like, completely messed up.
That's
First of
not
all-
why I'm saying
Oh,
it's
okay.
just robots. But
But-
continue. Go on. You go on.
Like, first of all, it's a, like, FNaF game. They're not going to show the, like,
Yeah.
most severe effects of someone falling off a roof. Like,
Being
blood
crushed like a
everywhere,
pancake. Pancake
Right.
theory?
Also, we can see that like Vanny fell on her back. So I don't think like her face, which is what we see, would be too beat up from that. Like it would be mostly internal and her back is probably
FNaF
broken.
theorizing these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Pancake theory?
As you can see, the angle of which she fell. Like
Vanny cake theory?
If
I
you
also
watch, Vanny is falling at a 46-degree angle, which means she won't have broken bones.
so that's why I don't think like how her face looks after she's unmasked after falling off the roof should mean much.
Yeah,
Like,
he was wrong about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Still hot.
But why I
Ozone?
was saying
I will not disagree.
why I
Smart.
was saying that that's got to be a robot. If Vanessa's really on the roof, if that's not just her ghost looking down at, oh no, I regret things, you know. If
not.
that's really a
I wish it was.
Vanessa-
Probably not.
then I mean, there's not two Vanessas. One has to be a robot, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's why. And
Well, okay, wait, no, actually, I
sister.
kind of agreed too fast. First of all, her eyes were closed. We don't know, and Vanessa, like, her eyes are not like
Great
colored in;
point.
they're stylized. So if we knew the eye colors and one was a different eye color, that would be an instant tell that they aren't the same
Yeah.
exact person. So I think they could like be twins. I don't
they
necessarily think. I don't think one has to be a robot.
I agree.
Okay.
And
with
that would
you,
also explain Patient 46 because while they look similar enough to stand in as like Vanny and Vanessa like look like a split personality, the therapists would know if they have like different names. Like even though this looks like our other patient, it's her sister. That's why they wouldn't
Okay.
like be all like that. So I think they're
Okay.
twins. I don't think they have to be. I don't think one has to be a robot. It could
are
be.
they twin robots?
So are we just saying Vanessa's just not real? They're just not. I mean, I guess that is what MatPat's saying.
She's a concept.
Vanessa is an idea. Oh, Vanessa is a way of life.
Should we pin down everyone who could fall under the concept of being an Elizabeth robot?
Probably because Ruin
any
Girl is
girl
one
in
of
the
them.
series.
Literally any new female.
Yeah, who is blonde. I will say, MatPat's theory loses a
Victoria.
lot of credibility if like we play Ruin, we look in a mirror, and the eyes are not green. Like that's such a.
But
a
what if
big-
they are green?
It's
If they are green,
it's
then
just
like
the sister
run for
location
the
Michael.
hills.
It's just the sister location Michael cutscene, but reskinned.
Everyone is currently split between Ruin Girl being a frickin' Vanessa robot, a reborn Cassidy, a reborn Elizabeth,
think
Susie.
I-
There's so many female
I think she's
characters.
just a new character.
Frick you. That's not how this series works.
That, you know what? You are right. I can't expect that of Steel Wool's FNaF anymore.
I think it's an Elizabeth robot.
I don't want it to be, that's for sure.
Well, if Gregory's a crying child robot, odds that she's an Elizabeth robot go up dramatically.
I do
I
agree with
agree.
that.
And
You
I
know-
think it's there. I think the parallels are there.
But who made it? Who made
Map
it?
theorizing is
Your
fun.
mum.
I like this franchise a lot. I hate
It is
the
really
story and Security
Ah,
Breach. I'm
oh
gonna
my
be
goodness.
real.
Come on, it's so fun.
Everybody loves
Oh,
Security
do we need to-
Breach.
Do we need
I
to
just
dig into
think it's-
Charlie Bot?
I think it's we could. I mean, it's very relevant. I
It
just
is pretty
think
relevant.
they had something so good going. Like go back to any of our pre-Security Breach like prediction videos, like the stuff we were talking about there, having a more of a focus on Vanny. Just
Remember
like,
when we? Ozone, remember when we thought the blob tentacles were Nightmarion?
Oh yeah,
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, you
that would have
wish.
been way scarier.
I
Hey,
just,
listen,
I,
it's gonna
I just hate they dug everything up again. Literally, even as soon as the pizza place was underground, it was like, oh, okay,
It's going-
oh no.
The blob is going to ditch the Fun and Freddy mask. It's going to grab the puppet mask that's chilling in the back, and it's going to become a Nightmarion-like blob.
That would be cool.
That, or
That-
it's going to be an after amalgamation.
Oh,
One
I,
or the
I
other.
like
Please.
some aspects of the new stuff they're doing, but a lot of it I really don't like. And these like little child robots running around with little to no explanation is one of those things.
There's going to be a lot. We got Gregory, maybe Elizabeth, and should we dig into Charlie bots?
Can I just
suppose.
say one
Or-
thing?
Yep.
You finish, yeah.
Do you guys know about Charlie Door?
That's exactly what
I've
I was
heard of
getting
it.
to.
What?
I've heard of it.
Okay.
Does that mean
I've heard of Charlie Door.
Charlie's a door?
I have some exclusive
Wow.
information for this one.
Like an iron
Exclusive.
door
Okay,
or a
so-
trap door or
So there's a door in Security Breach that is in the files labeled Charlie Door. Am I right in saying that?
Well, it is okay.
Charlie
we can be
possessed
more.
the door?
Are you trying to be vague about what door it is to like big reveal kind of thing, or do you want to know which door it is? Because it's in the game.
I forgot about that, but let me make my point real quick.
Okay, yeah.
There's also like colors above the door that like are connected to the wristbands in the Charlotte game.
Oh,
Anyway,
are they?
point saying.
Nobody's gone.
I got info about this.
Point being, FNaF, John FNaF. Sorry, I keep
John
coming
FNaF.
back to his video, but he believes that in some way, because there's so much Nightmarion symbolism and stuff, that the Patient 46 has something to do with Charlie. It's a Charlie bot. It's also Tape Girl. It's also like Nightmarion.
Also
standing
Tape
or
Girl?
something. Yeah.
Maybe
it's wild.
Screw that one, but okay. Let me tie all this together.
Why would a Charlie bot be murderous if not? I mean, I guess the fourth Charlie in the books is being like manipulated, but that's because she's possessed by Elizabeth. Why would a Charlie bot be like killing therapists?
Glitch trap.
Yeah.
Good point,
Okay. So
I guess,
so,
but then where does Vanessa fit in?
so let me tie this together, and we can have a bit more organized of an idea, because there is more that we're missing here. The door in particular is the door to the sticky note room.
Of course it is.
Okay.
Right above it, outside,
it's
are
Charlie's
3 lights.
then. We
There
thought
are
it was
3 lights.
Gregory, right? Or Elizabeth, someone like
It's some
learning
form
how
of
to.
Charlie.
It's Charlie.
Oh,
That's
and the other thing is, you guys remember Norman Bedroom, right? You
Yes.
thought the crying child was called Norman.
What?
I mean,
Because
not
it
for
was-
long, but
What?
That's because
When?
Oh, you've never heard of this, have you?
What?
it was not a very long discussion.
Yeah.
It was pretty quickly.
so
discussed.
basically, Psychic in FNAF VR, Steelwool downloaded an asset pack or something like that, and used like a bedroom. Anyway, yeah, one of the things was called Norman Bedroom, and that led people to believe that the crying child was called Norman, but it was just an asset that was called Norman Bedroom or whatever. In Security Breach, Charlie Door was specifically named Charlie Door.
Right, renamed
It's
even.
not an asset
I've
pack.
heard it
It's
was
not an asset pack name.
I've heard it was like renamed even, like originally.
So that
it
means it
wasn't,
has
and then,
significance.
Steel Wool named it Charlie Door.
Yes.
Yes.
Um.
So it's the sticky note room. That's what the door is.
A few weeks ago, maybe a month, I read a theory by a few people in the Ozone Discord about how Cassidy could be an Afton, and a big part of that, a huge component of that, was the fact that there were like so there was like the fact that the Fazbear like branded like shoes and stuff we've seen so far have like very distinct designs for like boy shoes and girl shoes, and like in that room was girl shoes. So the fact, like the idea that it was Gregory like learning
In the sticky
to
note room?
be there in the sticky note room, yes, or
Okay.
nearby
That's a
it
good
at
point.
least. So
Oh, you mean
that-
the little Toy Chica hideout?
Yes, I think.
Why'd I say
So-
Toy Chica? It's Chica.
So they were the people who made that theory were trying to use it like Gregory can't have been the one who learned how to be sentient here. It had to be either Elizabeth or Cassidy, and like Cassidy might be an Afton. Now with the knowledge that friggin' Charlie Door and the colors, like you said, that's almost definitely a Charlie bot, right?
Yeah. Almost certainly, whether it's good or not, because it could be a Charlie Elizabeth mix, is how it gets complicated because of the fourth Charlie. Fourth Charlie,
Oh,
look
good
at her.
point, yeah, I
She's an
guess, yeah.
endoskeleton, she's Charlie, and she's Elizabeth, and that's why she's evil. But that was mostly Elizabeth. This is probably mostly Charlie.
Right. You were gonna say something more about the colors before I interrupted.
Oh, yeah, Ozone is right.
Oh.
They do match. Like, there's like 3 colors. They match the wristbands of the 3 kids that lock her outside.
So
Interesting.
here's
Outside the door.
thing. So you know how people are like, oh yeah, the blob, right? The puppet doesn't have its tears, and the puppet and baby don't have the glowy eyes.
I
That
was gonna
means
get
that
into this.
That means that they've just kind of like been rested. They've had their happiest day.
I
No,
wish.
it's because they're
Wow.
somewhere else. What if Gregory is the crying child? Freaking
Yeah.
Charlie bots exist. That's where Charlie is with the Nightmare on staff.
We're gonna
bots.
see like instead
then-
of Vanessa helping
and
us in
then
Ruin, it's gonna be
Elizabeth-
Charlie.
Elizabeth is the ruin girl.
I'm 4 parallel universes ahead of you. Are you ready for this to get horrible?
Oh no!
Oh boy,
no!
it already is. How could it get worse?
There's okay. Part 1 of why this sucks. That's a FNAF AR circus baby head.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yes.
Probably most actually. Now, I will give you credit. That circus baby head can it not be FNAF
Yes.
AR? Can it be
I
the
think it
original?
can. Okay, so hear me out. I was gonna mention this after you said it has to be an AR one. I'm assuming the thought process behind that is Scrap Baby, yeah.
Does
because,
now
like-
what I was going to
But
ask
the thing
does-
is,
what's up?
the Fun Times get scooped to become Ennard, and we see their like masks and pieces in the scooping room. So
They're intact.
the real intact baby mask is out there somewhere. That could be it.
And it's under the Pizzaplex.
Yes.
Now, what I was going to ask is, here's how we determine this: does Scrap Baby is her original mask present in Scrap Baby's design? Did she
No.
go back and salvage it?
It
no.
is not.
You're saying that she did not do that.
It is
Then-
her face is completely different.
Okay, not using any pieces.
I can look at it again, but
We'll double check afterwards.
I'm double checking right now. Keep going though.
Okay. So we have two scenarios. One, the mask would understandably be empty because Circus Baby left a long time ago, and it's just randomly there for some reason. Or two, it's AR. It had some weird circuit board Elizabeth memories in them, but they've been taken out. And it's still just a weird chunk of Elizabeth from the circuit boards that is somewhere, probably a bot.
Okay. The interesting thing about Scrap Baby's design, she has the little light things from the Circus Baby room, so she's probably been back there at least.
She went back.
maybe. She went back. The only thing,
Oh
none of these
Did you not know that?
no,
She went back to
That's
Circus Baby to
sick.
get parts.
that's so cool.
You finish Inky, then I've got a better theory that Ozone might enjoy.
The thing is, and it's confusing, none of these pieces look like Circus Baby. However, she does have very unique looking animatronic parts. So like she has like little frills on the shoulders and like a yellow chest plate. Not even Circus
roller
Baby
skates.
regular has that. Who the frick is this?
Do you know? Are you getting at it, or should I answer that question?
Koyo's
I've
clan.
heard of
I
like,
agree, Ozone.
I do not know. And the thing
Okay.
is, the faceplates are still there. So it is something that had faceplates. I don't think it is. I don't think no. It actually can't be. It cannot be Circus Baby because it's just 4 faceplates. And
There is an
Funtime Chica.
There is an animatronic that Scrap Baby's faceplates line up pretty well with.
Night 4.
The Springlock suit.
Oh,
You're absolutely right.
It's an old Scrap Baby or Circus Baby design.
How
You are-
have
She
I
salvaged
never
that suit.
thought of that?
Yep. That
Maybe that's why Scott couldn't talk about it in the interview.
That
That
lines
is-
up well.
it is perfect. It is
All
a
right, we
perfect
got
match.
Camera
we got
underscore.
super off topic.
No, I think this is important because so we can say that the Circus Baby mask is intact somewhere, whether it's in the blob or not, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
you're super
Now let's-
right underscore.
Now, yeah, you like that? I knew you'd like that.
I love that.
Let's talk
You
That,
about
like
that was
that?
like a loose end. That was a loose end from Sister Location that was bothering me for so long.
the
Like,
Springlock suit.
what is
She
the
just salvaged
Springlock
it.
suit? Yeah.
Yeah. Wait.
And
so
I mean, well, it does
that
have
Scrap
faceplates
Baby
that
is-
open.
Scrap Baby's
Exactly.
Springlock then.
Kind
the
of.
original,
Well,
maybe.
probably just a big old chunk of pieces from a lot of different things thrown together. But yeah, kind of technically. You couldn't wear Scrap Baby though. Let's just get that right out
Yeah.
of the way.
Oh, yeah,
you don't
definitely
want to.
not.
You don't want to put your head in Scrap Baby. Anyway.
Dude, Puppet Mask. You said Puppet Soul go to Charlie Bot, right?
Yeah.
What if also we still don't know who's probably possessing Glamrock Freddy? So let's worry
Not a
about that
bad
one as
point.
well.
Not a bad point.
You never know where each different because here it's messy. There's memories in the circuit boards. There's different souls that are like Charlie's mask. Most things are coming from the circuit boards though. Let's just
Can I
say
bring
that.
something up?
Yeah.
You know how Glamrock Freddy says like these are my friends or my friends. I don't know. I am not me.
Yes.
These are my friends. or my
Ending
friends are here.
monologue.
Could this is just like pure speculation? I'm pretty sure I've heard someone say it in my server. Could that be from the epilogues?
From the epilogues, what are you referring to?
Like a character from the epilogues?
The epilogues in Tales from the Petaplex are 8 friends or whatever.
Oh, come
and-
on! I don't like this theory. I know
Is
this
it-
one.
Is it possible that one of them possesses Glamrock Freddy or something? I don't know.
You're saying one of the kids that is going to frickin' die in.
going
Wait,
to.
is that spoiler?
I mean,
No,
it's
that's not a spoiler.
not really because it's kind of obvious that's what the direction they're heading.
Well,
Yeah.
the frickin' burn
Just
trap
don't say
endos
who.
rip
Just-
their arms
just-
off. Yeah.
Yeah, just don't say who.
So you're saying some of them are gonna die in there, and then they're gonna maybe. I've heard this theory go to that these kids possess the Glamrocks, like all of them.
Well, here's the thing, right? Glamrock Freddy is talking about the blob.
And the blob's made of parts that are all dead in FNAF 6.
Well, yeah, Glamrock Freddy is talking about the blob. The blob possesses, or the blob has the other friends, And Glamrock
That's
Freddy
true.
is one of the friends that comes.
Problem is, you know what? That could still work. We don't know if he's talking about the other freaking what are they called, Glamrocks or not? He could be talking about them too, because
they
they
did go
are
down there.
destroyed and they're angry.
They
Oh,
followed
that's
down
a
there
good
for the
point.
final boss. Okay.
It's either or.
Question.
What's your question?
So I'm a little behind on the Blob. I didn't watch Matt Pat's Blob episode. I don't know the general consensus right now.
You didn't need to.
I remember early on that the Blob was the souls of the MCI kids. Is that still a thing?
Meh.
I think it's the simplest explanation right now, but
He said that the pieces
He said
in
it
it
was
were the
Agony.
original animatronics, which he ignores FNAF AR's existence.
Can you blame him?
In Security Breach there are freaking lore bags which tell you that there's like banging in the vents. That could be like
Tiny
people
Music Man.
forming and coming up and taking all the parts from.
I think it's Tiny Music Man. I don't
It's
think
Tiny
it's-
Music Man.
I think it's a reference to Little Music Man.
Potentially.
Little Music. We can't ignore
Yeah,
his
it
existence.
makes
He's
more-
so cute.
It makes more sense for that to be like hinting at that.
The blob is
from
way
a
down though.
gameplay
It wouldn't be getting in higher up vents anyways.
Exactly.
Because it's like a
Um,
sinkhole.
I
yeah,
still like
it's
the
sunk
thought.
But if I had to chip in, because I'm actually doing a video on this soon, on like what's in the circuit
Man,
boards,
underscore
where all
doing
these memory
videos.
chunks-
This is like a renaissance.
Dude,
Oh, it
why?
is.
Renaissance.
I don't know.
Look, okay,
He's been
I'm
back
gonna
on the
bet you-
grind. You've seen 87 FNAF facts?
that
the
video
underscore revolution.
bombed. That video bombed so hard. I'm gonna bet you that UCN. That's what was in the circuit boards. Understandably, right? That's where all the memories are coming from. Only people present there, probably William and Cassie. They're only souls. Everybody else is just memories. So, what's in the blob? Probably mostly just memories.
Interesting.
Huh.
So it is more like agony than souls.
Interesting.
That's what I'm gonna say at least. You never know
Anyway.
with all the people that are dying in the that
That
freaking
was a good
died
point.
in the epilogues though. So.
Or even just the missing people in Security
'Cause-
Breach. And
Oh yeah,
In
here's
general.
a crazy thought. Their bodies either have to get removed or they all formed into the blob. That's one of those two things. Because
interesting.
they're not there in FNAF 6 or in Security Breach.
That is a good point. Do we want to go back to the Elizabeth bots?
Oh
Do
yeah,
we
that was
have-
the point, wasn't it?
Right, it was. Because then we went to Charlie bots, then we went to Souls in the Blob and stuff.
The
No, I think
only
this has
one
been a
he
really
said
good discussion.
this is really good. The only one he said we didn't touch on is the CEO.
I don't think so.
I don't either.
Who?
I don't. We just don't know enough, in my opinion. Like I'm skeptical of it, but like we don't have a better option, so I think we would just wait for more.
Will
he
we?
also
Will we meet the CEO in the 5th Tales from Principles Flex book? Because we're meeting the board of
Hopefully,
directors.
maybe not, though. Yeah, they could be the board, but there could be one person above them we never see, so you never know.
Right.
That will happen, I reckon.
H. Crofton. Oh, please laugh. Please laugh.
Hang on. Because,
Stop.
right, what I'm thinking is the CEO hired Vanny, right?
Mhm.
Or Vanessa, sorry.
Yep, from the top.
So,
is
someone at the
recommendation.
top.
Was that after everyone was replaced by staff?
No. 'cause
I
there
don't
are
think
people
that's
like,
what it's referring to.
the email is like, hey, why are you trying to...
Actually, I'm pretty sure only the nighttime workers got replaced by staff bots from the game.
As of the time that she's being hired, there are real people working. I can say that. I know the documents. There are real people that exist.
Also, I don't
'cause
think it would matter because like it's the higher ups of the company, not like the actual Pizzaplex that are hiring her.
I'm
that
pretty
document-
sure.
higher-ups-
I think the higher ups are someone who has hijacked the company.
I've heard people say that they thought it was Glitch Trap messing with the systems, but I don't think he's like deep enough in there to like mess with who gets hired.
If
At
he
the
can
moment.
give,
It could be.
if this AI can give story ideas to the board of directors, then
Now,
Well,
let's not
maybe there's
forget
some
the
influence.
CEO. The CEO wanted to, like, cover up their name.
Right. Let's
Yeah.
let's go over everything we do know about them. They're trying to remain anonymous. They friggin'
How do we know they're trying to remain
recommended
anonymous again?
name withheld. Well, on one of the emails it said name
Yeah.
withheld.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
So they're trying to remain anonymous. They've recommended Vanessa for the position of head security, despite her having
So
no
they
qualifications
must be
and
colluding.
other people worrying. They are, they are pulling the strings. They want Vanessa to be there. I think the
They're
easiest
pulling the
answer,
strings.
yeah,
Charlie.
easiest answer. As much as I don't really like it, I think maybe easiest answer is glitch trap.
It would just be so weird because I feel like what I'm envisioning is they have Glitch Trap there somehow, but he's not got any control up in the like CEO spots. They're just kind of taking information from him, like a source, rather than
Right. I mean, I see that, but we also don't know that there's not. Like the
we'll
fact we
have
know
to wait
he's
for the story.
yeah, we definitely need to wait, like in general, for the CEO mystery. But the fact that we know that Glitch Trap is like probably up there somewhere, we don't know that he's not influencing decisions.
We don't know the like lengths that he's infected the systems, but as far as I
Right.
can tell, he shouldn't. I don't think he should have be able words.
You got
He
this,
has-
Score. You got this. Come
As
on.
far as we can tell, he hasn't infected like Fazbear company stuff other than the delivery service and VR game. That's it. He shouldn't
And
be
the
up with
VR
the CEOs.
Right, and the VR players, whether it's just Vanessa or Tape Girl as well, which is
Tape
kind of
Girl-
implied. She's
I'm
kind of
calling it right
implied
now.
to be
She's-
possessed.
She's a sleeper agent. I'm saying it right now. She's
Uh-huh.
coming back. She's a sleeper agent. She's got stuff. She's up her sleeve.
I think she's Patient 46.
Maybe even Jeremy. I think Jeremy's still alive.
You think Jeremy's
He's referenced in
alive
an
with
email.
no face?
He's colluding.
Such a
He's alive and
strange
colluding in FNAF
theory.
AR.
Anyways, what the point I'm getting at here?
They do
the
never
simple,
They never
the
say he
simple and
died.
straight to the point. The simple and straight to the point thing for me, at least, for the CEO. If it's different, I'd be very happy and surprised. Maybe not too surprised, but my straightforward theory is Glitch Trap is influencing the higher ups somehow, and like why? To straight up just get Vanessa and or Vanny, like his little stooges, where he wants them.
The pawns in place for things to go
Right,
down.
get the pawns in place. So if
It-
Glitch Trap is the CEO or manipulating him somehow, or whoever is at the top, then that's why he would just give the recommendation for someone
Here's
with
the
no
thing.
qualifications.
If it was Jeremy, it would be very ironic because he would be the face of Freddy Fazbear's.
No!
Oh my gosh.
That's amazing. That's another iconic Dark Rooms TM moment.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that's what I feel is the most straightforward answer. I think there's definitely other options, and I think there are probably better options, but that one seems like the most like plain and obvious one.
I would agree.
Face of Freddy Fazbear's.
That's cruel irony.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that's actually it now.
He's also
It's just
like
Jeremy.
Withered Bonnie.
It couldn't.
Jeremy
It
just comes
couldn't be
back like
Jeremy.
Wait.
I always come back.
Wait.
What is your
wait.
conspiracy?
It's not so much as a conspiracy, more that it is like an interesting
Oh, listen,
an interesting
I
thing.
know-
An interesting
I know what you're about to say, and I cannot believe you haven't figured this out yet.
friggin' Jeremy was Bonnie and Withered Bonnie, and now there's a character with Jeremy no face.
Hey, I will take this a step further. Okay.
Oh no. It was just an observation. I don't mean anything, but
I've got a friend who's been saying it would be funny for the crying child's name to be Jeremy because Jeremy's such an important name in the series, and he gets his head bitten.
Yeah,
Oh
and
my gosh.
Jeremy is the victim of the bite of 87.
Gosh dang! Oh no!
my.
I cannot believe
Jer-
you guys have just like every
Right,
Jeremy
guys,
has
game
connections
theory.
to faces.
I've heard these before, but it goes a lot deeper than I first thought.
Alright guys, game theory. Jeremy is one person and he's a time traveler and with
I-
just really, really bad
I
luck.
could do that. I could do that. Jeremy. Jeremy video.
You don't want to be called Jeremy in the series.
If
want to
your
know what-
name's Jeremy and you have any
Your
relation to
first
FNaF, you are just straight up.
Do you
dead.
want to know what Jeremy's doing in FNAF AR?
What's he doing?
He has an email registered with a company that ships things for FNAF AR, which is
Oh my
very different from
gosh.
him working at a game company. I think he's the mole planted in the shipping company.
There's a mole plant.
Okay, you want to know what's
Faceless
funny?
mole.
You want to know what's funny?
What?
It would be extremely funny if behind the scenes this is just like a running gag for Scott. Just like if they
Dude's
need a
laugh-
character to just name him Jeremy, like the default name.
The John Doe of the
Like-
series is just Jeremy.
Yeah, the John Doe of the series is just the name Jeremy. It'd be so funny if that's like the running gag that like he and Steel will have going, and we're just like trying to piece it all together when it's just like a joke.
It's like the fact that bears are extinct. It's like
Yeah, like I
common
love
name,
that
one.
one.
The most common name in this world is Jeremy or something. I don't know.
Like 80% of the male population is named Jeremy. Like,
80% of Jeremys get their face cut off.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, is it that 100% of Jeremys in FNAF have some sort of face damage?
Yes.
Or head damage.
Including Jeremiah.
Oh, wait.
literally just what if you know what? Welcome to friggin' with the world of Freddy Fazbear's. We have our, friggin' Jeremy clones. It's a clone army for use of the advertisement, I guess. They go out into the world, they spread the word of Freddy Fazbear. and
Everybody talking about everybody talking about freaking Crying Child bot, but nobody talking about Jeremy bot.
yeah, for real, Jeremy bot. That's our new
Jeremy
name,
started-
Mike Pentagon, Koza,
The real glitch
Jeremy,
trap was the
Jeremy
Jeremys we made along the way.
bot. Oh my gosh. Do we have anything more to say about MatPat's two interesting theories?
No,
I think,
but I'm interested to see where it goes.
I think he has some interesting ideas. I think that his
First one we've kind of like put away, so right?
Yeah, I think I understand where he was coming from, but it just wasn't the right idea. And I think this one he's kind of onto something, but maybe not 100%.
We'll
Like
need to wait and see.
he clearly doesn't know what's kind of going on because he said there might be 5 Elizabeth robots. I'm like, maybe that's a little too much, but like the idea of there being Elizabeth robots just it works well with how many weird Vanny and Patient 46 and all these
Too
little
many blonde
people
women.
showing up.
Too many women. Too much woman.
No,
Every
after this
blonde woman
conversation-
is Elizabeth Afton.
After this conversation, I actually think I believe in Charlie Bot.
Yeah. It's good.
Rather
We just
than
haven't
Elizabeth
seen the
Bot.
bot. We just don't know where it
Yeah.
is.
I do
I
think
think-
Elizabeth is the rowing girl, and then Charlie Bot would fit in with the other things.
Well, we
Is
just to see if any of this pays off.
Give us
all
2 years.
or something.
Yeah,
give
there
us
it
all
is.
2
that
years.
is my line.
Yeah, that's fair. We need to pay him royalties now. But yeah, just a theory, a game dark rooms theory.
So do
We'll see
you
if it pays off.
do you guys
If
think
Ruin
that
Girl is if Ruin Girl has green eyes, that's like a big thing.
It's gonna be big if
Yeah.
she has green eyes. Yeah.
So do you guys just what do you guys okay, I'm trying to think of how to word this correctly.
Wording.
Do you guys think this like his theories are getting any better? Because there was a period
Well,
there
it's
where
it's hit or miss. There's no consistency.
true, I guess.
It's very
I'd say
hit or
that.
miss, and I think he has acknowledged and embraced that. Because in the old days, it was like enthusiastically, let's solve this mystery. Then mid stage era, it was oh my gosh, new stuff keeps getting added and it's getting confusing. Nowadays, it's like it almost feels like the tone of each video is cynical. Where it's like
No.
more books and more lore and more things.
Here's
Which I
the
can't
trend I'm
say I
seeing.
enjoy that much, but like he has been doing this for years, so I can see why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
here's
mean,
the
I can
trend-
understand. What?
Sorry.
No,
No, no. Mine's not a completely different topic.
I was gonna say I can understand us. You look back nostalgically on those old ones because they were right at the time. There wasn't much material to go off of. Now that there's a ton, you got to be a little more risky with the theories you put out, and I can understand why some of them are hit or miss in that sense.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. Here's the trend that I'm seeing with MatPat's theories. He seems to kind of misunderstand the books or the point of the books.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that a lot
It's
of
not just
his
him.
security
It's like a
breach
lot
theories,
of people just don't.
Yeah,
Well, maybe a lot of people
his
do it because
security
he
breach
does that.
theories are more
That's
on
also
point,
possible.
but when it comes to the books, he kind of just has the wrong idea, and I don't know what's happening there.
Yeah. If I had to guess, I mean, we can't know for sure. He might read the books. I think a lot of the misconceptions about the books come from summaries, which I feel
Yes.
could be the issue here. But who knows? We don't know. He might read the books. He
Does-
might have people read the books and give him reports. Who knows? Like, we won't know for sure, and all we can do is wait for what he does next. And same thing for Steel Wool and Ruin and all these theories.
Well,
And
he's got a
underscore-
timeline coming up, so
And
let's get
underscore
ready for that
is
episode.
now playing Fortnite.
I've been playing Fortnite this entire time. I won a solos game while we were talking.
Oh my gosh. You've been playing Fortnite this whole
reveal.
time?
The real
Yes!
reveal.
I've been playing video games the
When
whole time
when
as
are the
well.
Charlie bots going to be in Fortnite?
Oh my gosh.
I've been playing video games the whole time as well, to be honest.
I've got a screenshot. One screen has dark rooms on one side, and then my victory royale on the other.
Do you have 5 kills?
Yeah, I do.
We should probably end the episode.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
Fortnite event after this.
hey, Matt Pat, if you're watching this, I know you're a Darkrooms fan. Come on,
hopefully,
let's
I don't
discuss
know.
theories.
It would be
Bless
cool.
you.
It'd be very cool, and we love what Matt Pat does. At the end of the day,
Did
Yeah.
you just drink Fazgoo?
FNaF community would not be the same without him.
Facts.
So with that all said, we've got our theories out of the way. We got reviewed Matt Pat's theories, and I think we're done.
Yeah. If you have any complaints about this episode, I don't care.
Well, that's not how that's not how you do. That's like it's.
Okay.
Matt Pat be
Leave
like,
your thoughts in the comments on the YouTube video if you're listening on YouTube, or if you're on Spotify, just I don't know, go to the YouTube video and leave comments, or join the Discord and talk to us. Who knows?
Or join the
we
Reddit.
might have- oh yeah, the Reddit. We have that. Yeah, let us know what you think. We hope you enjoyed listening to this
Yes.
episode of the Dark Rooms podcast.
If you want to
And
support
we'll
us,
be seeing you
share
guys-
this with your friends. Any
share with
FNaF
friends.
enjoyers.
we have Somnophobia coming 6th of December. We have Submechanophobia coming later in December.
And
we
most
Unless it gets
important-
delayed. I really hope it doesn't.
Hey, more important than either of those, Character Encyclopedia dropping February. Some people will get it early.
I've already bought it. I've already bought it because I think it's gonna be
Why?
a cool book.
It's bigger than some Bibles.
It's kind of like it's kind of a big thing because like I don't buy FNaF books.
It's
and
gonna be big.
I bought this, yeah. Even if it's not big, it just seems like a fun book to have. You know,
It's
just
bigger than
I
the
love
Bible.
It's bigger than a lot of books.
That's
Bigger than the Torah.
All right, we should probably go
It's-
now.
Anyways,
It's bigger than the
That's-
scroll in Kung Fu
Shut
Panda.
up.
the Dragon Scroll.
I am so done with this.
We'll
This is-
see you guys in the next episode of the Dark Rooms podcast.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Nope, we're
Underscore
not
space.
ending it! We're not ending it!
Oh no, that's the wrong one.
See
I
ya.
thought it was see ya.
What the hell is Sia?
I don't know. Peace.